Imagine you're walking down the street and you see this thing sparkling on the floor. So you bend down, you pick it up, you look at it, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a real diamond. You take it home, you look at it underneath a magnifying glass. Not only is it real, it's gorgeous, like it's perfect. You feel like it's your lucky day, like you just won the lottery. You take the diamond, you go to a diamond dealer, you say to the guy, hey, how much would you give me for this diamond? It's perfect. The guy takes it, looks underneath the loop. He says, you're right, this is nice. Puts it underneath the microscope, looks closely. He says, you aren't kidding. This is a perfect diamond. He says, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $5. He said, what? $5? You just told me it's a perfect diamond. He says, you're right. I did say it's perfect. But real diamonds have imperfections. The fact that this thing's perfect tells me it's a fake. And it's so true. Part of what makes a real diamond real, part of what makes it so precious is the fact that it has imperfections. But what's so cool is that when you talk to a diamond dealer, they don't necessarily call them flaws. They call them inclusions. Included in this real diamond is a discoloration, is a slight dot, is a little line. These are its inclusions. All of these little inclusions, all these little imperfections is what makes it a real diamond. And they call them inclusions because this is part of what makes it so precious and so real. And I think it's such a powerful lesson for every single one of us in our lives. We all have flaws and imperfections. But sometimes when we focus on them, it can make us get down, feel bad, and it's not productive. Perhaps if we reframed, looked at them as, these aren't just bad things, flaws, I'm no good, but rather, these are my inclusions. This is part of what makes me real. This is part of real life. There's a Mishnah in Pirkei Avos. The Mishnah says, Al tihi rasha b'fnei atzmecha. Don't look at yourself as wicked. And Rabbi Yonah explains that even if you do things that are bad, don't label yourself as I am bad, I'm no good, I'm not worthy. But rather, I'm good, and yes, I have some imperfections. These are my inclusions. This is part of what makes me real. These are things that I need to work on. And so when you stop in life and you think to yourself, you know what, like, I'm not a good husband, or I'm not a good wife, or I'm not a good mother or father, or I get impatient, or I get angry, or I have flaws. And you begin to go down that path of, I'm no good, I'm not worthy, look at all the mistakes I make. Let's stop. Let's reframe and say, no, I am good. This is part of what makes me real. I have imperfections, but I'm going to call them my inclusions. The parts about me that aren't perfect, but that make me who I am, that make me real. And I'm not going to let it get me down, but rather I'm going to come from a place of strength, and I'm going to work on every single one, and I'm going to improve. I want to thank you all for listening, and I want to thank this week's sponsors. Today's talk is sponsored by David and Regan Macklin, in memory of the yahrzeit of David's father, Avram ben Simcha Olav Shalom, as well as by Shia Khan, in memory of the yahrzeit of Shia's father, Yaakov ben Baruch Olav Shalom, and lastly by Stephen and Cheryl Burke, in memory of the yahrzeit of Cheryl's mother, Itzaracha bas Yosef Alei Shalom. May all of their neshamos have an aliyah. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you next time on Inspiring Hope.